A lot of people on the internet keep saying the Grand Canyon is off limits. The government is hiding it, nobody is allowed to explore it, there are secret Egyptian caves. And now, because of accounts like Mr. Mountain Beast, a bunch of people are watching TikTok and believing we can't go explore the Grand Canyon. Also, he's in Petra, not the Grand Canyon. And that right there is the problem. People watch a TikTok or see a TikTok meme, confuse it for real research, and then build an entire conspiracy around it. And it always seems to be people who have apparently never hiked a day in their life, because the Grand Canyon's not off limits. This is one of the most visited, most hiked, most photographed, most mapped, and most explored landscapes in the entire United States. So this is Strava, more specifically, the Strava Global Heat Map. Strava is an app people use to log outdoor activities like hiking, running, walking, mountain biking, cycling, kayaking, rafting, paddleboarding, and all sorts of other things. And before somebody says, well, I've never heard of Strava. Yeah, people who actually go outside and do things have, and they use it. Personally, I use Strava, and out of the 10 or so people that I go hiking with regularly, only 3 of us use it. Most people don't care to log their hikes or upload anything. So when you look at a Strava heat map, you're not looking at every person who has been anywhere. You're looking at some people who went there, had an app, and chose to record the activity and share their profile publicly. Meaning, it's not the full picture. This is just people who track it. Now look at the Grand Canyon. Right here, you see activities all through the canyon. You can see the main river run through the entire thing. You can see people hiking up these side canyons like that. You can see these hiking trails that go all the way into the canyon. The main thing is the river. People raft, kayak, and paddleboard through the Grand Canyon all the time. It's not some forbidden mystery zone where nobody can go. And if you look here and follow the river, you can see that there are entire trips that go through the whole river, through the entire Grand Canyon, just kayaking, paddleboarding, and rafting. The conspiracy version of the Grand Canyon only exists if your entire understanding of the outdoors comes from the comment sections of TikTok. So look at all these people moving through the Grand Canyon. Look at how dense this hike is here. How many people are taking that? How many people come off this offshoot and hike this way? There's people that go down. There's people that still go this way to the main river. Vishnu Temple right here. This is the one that people think is the Sphinx. About a year ago, there were actually 2 tracks that were tracked to Vishnu Temple. So some climbers went there. People actually go and climb it. It's one of the mountaineering spots. And again, this is only what people logged. So when somebody says nobody's allowed to explore the Grand Canyon, what they actually mean is, I personally haven't explored the Grand Canyon, and instead of admitting that, I turned my lack of experience into a conspiracy. Now, some areas are restricted. Yes, of course they are. That's not suspicious. It's normal. Some areas require backcountry permits. Overnight trips require permits. River trips require some permits. Some of the areas are on tribal land, so you have to get tribal permissions. There are some cultural sites, archaeological sites. There's an old uranium mine. There's some sacred sites like the old salt mine, and fragile areas that are restricted. And that's good, because people are dicks. Anyone who's spent 5 minutes outdoors knows this. People hike into beautiful places and leave trash. They carve their names into rocks and on trees. They break bottles. They spray paint walls. They steal artifacts. They see a place that survived for hundreds or thousands of years and somehow think, you know what this needs? My initials scratched into it. So yes, some places are protected. That doesn't mean the government is hiding ancient Egyptians. It means people can't be trusted to be left alone. Now, there are massive differences between this protected archaeological site is closed, so idiots don't destroy it, and the entire Grand Canyon is forbidden because there's secret civilizations underground. One of them is reality, the other is TikTok brain rot. Now let's talk about the Egyptian cave story, because it does come up a lot. Now, back in the early 1900s, this guy Kincaid wrote an article that there were Egyptian artifacts found in the Grand Canyon. Old newspapers printed wild nonsense all the time. It was the original clickbait. That story gets repeated today because conspiracy people refuse to do actual research. And if the best evidence for your Grand Canyon conspiracy is a century-old newspaper story that has never produced the cave, the artifacts, the bodies, the records, the museum collection, the excavation notes, or any verifiable physical evidence, then you don't have proof. You have folklore with a headline. Now let's look at the location. So it's probably around the time when this was brand new, but he hiked in from around this area and then went upstream, I think 14 or 17 miles, but it ends up landing you right here at the Neenawup Granaries. As you can see in this picture, people been there. You can go there. You can explore it yourself. But as you can also see, look at how rugged this is. That is a thin, rough trail that you have to hike. Here's a decent shot of it, as you can see. So this little wall is probably built to stop people from going over there. But you can see the granaries here. You can see how steep this is. And the trail to hike it is this. That is a rough, rugged trail in the beautiful country that is the Grand Canyon. Look at how steep those walls are, too. So go freely explore. Have fun with this. But here's the point. It's steep, it's rugged, it's exposed, it's sketchy as hell. This is the Grand Canyon. And the canyon's not impossible to explore because the government is hiding something. It's hard to explore because the giant canyons with desert cliffs, loose rock, heat, exposure, flash flood risk, and terrain that obviously wrecks you if you don't know what you're doing. I just want to show this too. This is a beautiful canyon that people hike deep into. Look at this thing. Stunning. But you can hike here. You could get off of TikTok and get off the internet, leave mom's basement, and head here yourself. Look at these drop-offs. Look at this canyon wall. Look how uneven, steep, and exposed all this terrain is. This isn't some casual stroll behind your apartment complex. This is the kind of place where you need water, navigation, fitness, preparation, and some basic respect for the desert and wilderness. And this is why I don't think most people repeating these claims have ever actually hiked in their lives. Because if you hike, you already know this. A place can be public and still dangerous. A place can be accessible and still require permits. A place can be explored and still have protected areas. A place can have ancient cultural sites and still not contain secret Egyptian giants. These are not contradictions. This is basic outdoor reality. And just pin dropping all over Google Maps, we can see people go all over the place. Look at how stunning this place is. You want to go freely explore it? Do it. Let me see you get from the bottom of here, this riverbed, to the top of this peak and back down. By all means, do it. There's probably a hidden giant gold dragon at the top of this peak. Go for it. But people post pictures of trails, overlooks, side canyons, river trips. People post places pretty deep into the Grand Canyon like this. There are routes, trip reports, GPS tracks, guidebooks, satellite views, street view style imagery in all sorts of places, and endless photos from people who have actually been there. So when someone claims you're not allowed to explore the Grand Canyon, the correct response is simple. Where? Show me where in the Grand Canyon that I can't go. Show me the specific area. Show me the rule. Show me a sign that says, you can't go here, you'll get shot. Because some areas have restrictions. Yes, that's not the same as the Grand Canyon is off limits. It's like saying, I can't walk into the employee area at Disneyland, therefore Disneyland is a government conspiracy. No, you just found a small protected area inside of a much larger place. People take a tiny piece of reality, like permits, tribal land, old mines, and then they inflate it into the fantasy that nobody is allowed to explore the Grand Canyon. Meanwhile, actual hikers, rafters, guides, photographers, researchers, tourists, and everyday people are down there constantly, and we can literally see the activity. So no, people like Mr. Mountain Beast that are exploring a very known place called Petra, and not the Grand Canyon, but very clearly misleading people, are not exposing some forbidden world. And no, random TikTok comments are not better evidence than maps, permits, routes, logs, GPS tracks, hiking photos, river trips, thousands of people yearly who actually go there and hike this. The Grand Canyon isn't forbidden, it's not unexplored, there's no secret Egyptians, and it's not off limits. It's just big, rugged, dangerous, protected in a couple of small spots, and full of people who actually leave their house. So if you really think the Grand Canyon is forbidden, go prove it. Pick a location, check the land ownership, check to see if permits are required, check whether it's national park land, tribal land, private land, or protected cultural areas, then go there safely and prepared, because that's what people who actually explore places do. They don't sit on TikTok comments pretending a heat stroke risk is a government cover-up. They get a map, They get a permit if it's needed, they bring some water, and they go outside.